during that stuff. I'd like to just say thank you to everyone who was involved in the society this year. It was an honour to be the head of the society and to have you guys trust me enough to let me do that. That was nice. A little boost to the ego, you know. So that's all you ever need. I was going to go through everyone who was on the committee individually and thank them, but I think most of those chats are probably a better place for me actually just going and having a word with them separate. Some people don't particularly like me talking about them in a large public sphere, you know. They're afraid of getting teary-eyed. But there are a couple of specific thank yous I would like to give out. I would like to thank predecessor who has been very, very, very helpful in any time that I've had any questions. I was able to just drop her a line and have a chat with her. She came in and she came onto campus just to have a chat with me. There was yesterday, the day beforehand, just to make sure I had the running order of the AGM and stuff like that. So it was great to have that there, and I'd like to thank Ms. Jacqueline Driscoll for all her help this year. I'd also like to issue my thanks to another individual. I'd like to actually thank Mr. Mulligan, who is the head of the Law Society this year. It's been a great help to us in certain situations, such as like he actually went down and drove down to pick up Max Brooks from the airport to save us a €200 taxi fare. He's also doing a stellar job in terms of he's the convener for Euros, which will be happening over the summer. And I was very happy to be involved in his nomination for Best Society individual last night. Unfortunately, he was not successful, but I'd also like to give him the thanks of this society as well. Everyone who was involved in the committee this year were absolutely fantastic. They all did their job to a very high level. I was impressed with the work of them. I'm very happy to say that regardless of who wins what position-wise tonight, that the society will be in fantastic hands. But one particular thank you has to go to Mr. Ronan Fitzpatrick, who's been my vice auditor. If it wasn't for Ronan, like, this stuff wouldn't have been done. I'm a fantastic man for ideas. Not so fantastic for like making it to 9 o'clock meetings with people and stuff. Whereas Ronan is, he's like German trains, like he is just efficient. He's a brilliant guy, and like, great for coming up with ideas for me, great for working with me. Just an absolute fucking godsend for the year, and I'd like everyone to give a huge thank you to Mr. Ronan. Guys, like I said, I'll keep it nice and short. Again, thank you to everyone who's on the committee, and I'll be having a word with all of you tonight. You know, I'll stay off my wallet, but it will be on the top. But I would like to just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for making this year what it was. It was fantastic working with you all, and I wish the society all the best in the years to come. And I know that next year it's going to be in very good hands. So again, thank you very much for having me for the year. Thanks. The next point tonight is any constitutional amendments that anyone would like to propose. Is there anyone who would like to propose a constitutional amendment?
Oh no.
Yes, sir.
I'll keep it brief. Vincent Lacey, Honorary Life Member. From Article 10 to delete the phrases, the words, but not assistant treasurer.
1 second.
I'll read it out. Article 10 is about treasurers. The treasurer, which is the staff treasurer, must be a member of the academic council. The assistant treasurer, which is the one we elect as a student tonight, must be a student of second year standing and shall be a member of the committee, but not assistant treasurer in the ensuing year.
Yes.
Basically, I want to delete but not assistant treasurer.
But not assistant treasurer.
Is that a grammatical error?
No, it's not. Just basically if an assistant treasurer currently wants to run again for assistant treasurer, they can't.
Okay, so you want to amend it to allow people to run for consecutive years?
Basically, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have anyone who is an opposition?
Well, that shouldn't be in the that shouldn't be in the Constitution because it's clearly been broken in the past.
Well, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be there. It means it should have been recognised.
Guys, if people have an issue with it, does anyone have a problem with changing this?
It needs to be seconded.
Is there a seconder for this? Okay. Is there an opposition to this amendment?
And just the clarity on the exact wording of the
Yeah, it's the sentence reads: the assistant treasurer must be a student of second year standing and shall be a committee or a member of the committee, but not assistant treasurer in the ensuing year.
So just after committee cut off.
Just remove the
You
but
don't need
not
it.
But no, well, no, you can leave it in the ensuing year.
Yeah.
But
it's
just delete the 4 words, but not assistant treasurer.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you put it that
It does.
mandates them to be
It
committed
means
the following year.
and basically it'll
It
read.
will end up reading and shall be a member of the committee in the ensuing year.
Yeah.
Which would mean that the assistant treasurer would then have to be on committee the following year. That needs to be
Technically, as it stands, the treasurer for the year beforehand is an ex officio member of the society the following year, so they can work in a advisory role to the treasurer who takes over after them. Okay, do we have any opposition to this? Okay, gentlemen down front. I'll let yourself give a quick speech, Vincent.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, I just want to get it deleted because it seems quite unfair that someone who may be doing a very good job and wants to continue doing that in the following year can't do it because of the constitutional requirement. We allow people to run for auditor twice, we allow people to run for vice auditor twice. If anyone wanted to run for any position twice, they're allowed to do so, on the whether or not they do a good enough job. And assuming they do a good enough job, people will want them to continue in that capacity for the following year. I think it's unfair for an the student treasurer that we elect to not get the opportunity to continue in that role if they choose to do so. The only possible reason I can see for keeping it is the whole idea of accountability, which is something we have anyway, like tonight at during the treasurer's report, or something that they could be called into account on committee at committee meetings anyway. So really, the only reason that's why I want to get rid of it. It's because if someone's doing a good job and they want to keep doing it, I see no reason why we can't let them do that.
Okay. Do you want to make a speech against?
Basically, I have 2 reasons to object to this. Firstly, there's the fact that a treasurer is a particularly sensitive position which if it went wrong. And like obviously we have the accountability whatever, but most people aren't actually aware and don't actually look at the internal workings of the budget. So if something's going wrong, then we should probably not have a continuation of someone over 2 years. But secondly, and more importantly, I think that treasurer, more than any other position, effectively you need to have that turnover of people, because if you effectively have a situation where a certain kind of person becomes treasurer, because it usually is a certain kind of person who ends up as treasurer, if you become dependent on them for 2 to 3 years and then you change over, the entire system is then being built around having this person there. While the current system isn't ideal in terms of making sure the best person's in the job every year, what it does ensure is that the entire society doesn't become dependent on a single individual doing the treasurer job. Because ultimately the treasurer job has to get done, and when the treasurer job doesn't get done properly, then everyone suffers for that. And that is much more likely to happen, in my opinion, if we have a situation where the treasurer job is sewn up for perhaps 2 to 3 years, and then we have a situation where no one knows to be treasurer, or that person might be available to make sure that person can operate in that position anymore. I think the current system is probably better, and I think it's something that does need a constant recycling of people coming in to ensure there might be at least 2 or 3 people who could come in and give advising. Like I know in my first year that I wouldn't have been able to do as well without someone like Ashton O'Connell who'd been assistant treasurer at the time. Well, assistant treasurer, technically. But I think having more people who be able to do that is a much better position to be in than a position where you might end up with only one person who then could have to leave, for work commitments and everything like that. So I would rather keep the status quo than have to change it to amend the constitution.
Okay. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak on this? Okay, we will put it to a vote. So, all those in favour of making the amendment to remove the limitation of 1-year terms on treasurers, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 1 second. Keep your hands up there for a quick second. Okay, all those opposed, can I have left hands and nay?
Nay.
Abstentions? Okay, I deem that motion defeated. Okay.